Hello people, this is Marcello Gini. I am actually here with Ashley. Ashley is now an amazing CFI instrument also, and I know Ashley from my beginnings, a couple years now, and we flew together a few times, and she wasn't yet a CFI when we first flew together a couple times, and she taught me a lot this airplane, and also we flew with her 152. Amazing teachings from her and amazing memories, and I believe that I made correct in choosing her as my flying instructor for an instrument. So now we're pre-flying, and this is my first lesson as instrument rating that I'm taking. This is my number one lesson. Some things that I'm not used to check, because flying VFR all the time until now, and certain things are visual, no used to check certain details in instruments.
Okay,
so there's a new habit to form here. I need to check more things. Kind of lost sometimes.
Okay, so next.
Because that's what the self-test is, GTN self-test.
Okay, gotcha.
So there's a lot more features that in the instrument flying for an IFR flight needs to be watched and checked. And this is all sometimes Chinese for me, because this is an advanced airplane with features that I don't even know exist.
The ball should go in the opposite direction.
Okay.
This camera here is gonna die because there's a lot of heat, overheated. There was a direct sun on it, so bye bye. I guess I will need to find a solution for that in summertime.
Paine Tower, Cessna 5512, Echo 34 right for northeast departure.
5512 Echo, Paine Tower, stand by, traffic landing. Rumor 12 Echo, fly straight out, I will call your northeast turn, runway 34 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 34 right, you call my northeast turn, 12 Echo. Tower 5298 Delta, holding short 34 right.
5298 Delta, Paine Tower, stand by, traffic light is landing, and state direction departure.
For pattern work, 98 Delta.
98 Delta, roger.
Traffic.
Number 6 here, Papa, traffic at your 3 to 2 o'clock and 3 miles westbound, altitude 2,200.
Remember that traffic 6 here, Papa.
These are very familiar surroundings for me. That's the Paine Tower at the left, then the Boeing flight line.
80 knots, climb.
Sorry, what did you say?
80 knots climbing. 80 knots.
What are we supposed to climb at? What are we supposed to climb at?
70.
76.
Okay. Is it precise? Do I need to do that?
Yep.
Okay.
There's a lot of precision expected by ATC to fly an airplane in IFR conditions.
Back home.
Say it again, 12.
1-2 Echo, northeast approved.
Northeast approved, 1-0.
Zero copy.
For 6 here, Papa, you have traffic at your 500 Paine altimeter.
Now with IFR, as if the outside world doesn't exist, only the cockpit, only the instruments exist. Now the foggles. Now this is how more or less is appearing for me with those goggles there.
Right downwind on right 34 right. Actually,
And now freaking Ashley is pushing my yoke there.
4-4 Papa, roger.
Do not let go of the controls.
Okay.
4-4 Papa, and report when you're inbound, or advise when you're inbound.
We'll report when we're inbound. 6044 Papa.
See how easy it was for me to push down on the controls because you weren't on them?
Yeah.
Yep. This isn't casual. You gotta have your hands on the controls.
Okay. Yeah. I want to be smart and show you how I trim it.
Okay. Yep, so when we climb, you're going to use the exact VY speed, because
Okay.
when we file instrument, they ask you to file your speed. So you can't be going at 85 when you filed for 76.
Okay.
34 right, clear for takeoff. 98 Delta.
Or 29 Victor, extend downwind.
Extend downwind, 29 Victor.
Aircraft that's number 2 at 34 right, say call sign and direction departure.
724 Tango Mike, pattern work.
And we'll climb to 3,500 initially, maintain present heading. Anytime I give you an instruction, let's get in the habit of you repeating it back to me.
Okay.
So if I say left 330, you say left 330. If I say climb 3,500, you say climb 3,500.
All the traffic, 34 right.
Now that we're out of the airspace, you can turn down the COM 1 volume.
Okay. This is the COM 1.
Yes. So you can turn it down now that we're out of the class Delta. So in ground school, did you guys go over the control and performance method and primary and supporting?
Everything. The ground school. I did the sport this once.
Okay. So do you remember about the control and performance method and primary and secondary method?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, flying
Actually, I
the
didn't know
airplane
what was she
really
talking
hard to
about.
just
In that moment I
pick
say yes,
one.
but I
You kinda
actually
end up
thought I
doing
knew,
both at
but
the same time.
actually doing it.
But I'll let you get leveled off first and trim out the airplane. Alright, so unlike in VFR, the only thing you have to reference when flying is our instruments, right? And it's called basic attitude instrument flying.
Okay.
Our attitude indicator is going to be your most used instrument because it's basically the only instrument that shows you the airplane with reference to space, right? You know, we have the brown at the bottom and the blue at the top to indicate which part is the sky and which part is the ground. So that's pretty much the only way you really know your position in space. So being that we have the G3X, we're going to have to develop a really strong instrument scan, and in some ways it's easier with the G3X because everything is pretty much concentrated in one area, but it can also be a little bit more difficult. So there are a few different types of instrument scanning procedures. The one I like to use is pretty much the hub and spoke model, which is, for example, so we look at our attitude instrument and then our airspeed, attitude, altitude, attitude, our vertical speed, attitude, heading. So basically the main instrument I'm looking at is the attitude indicator, but we are constantly cycling through that scan because now we have to be a little bit more precise in our flying than we were with in private pilot, right? So I'm going to start by asking you to make a turn to a heading, and when you do that turn, I want you to do a constant rate turn. So from now on, all of our turns will be constant rate.
Okay. The standard rate.
Yep.
Okay.
Standard rate. And then it's going to be really important that you start to bug your heading. So whenever ATC asks you to turn to a heading, you can, I don't want you doing both at the same time. So either you put the heading bug on the desired heading, or you start turning to the heading, and then once you've rolled out to that heading, you put the bug there.
I'm going to do the bug first.
Okay, sounds good. Alright, turn left heading 300.
30.
So you say left 300.
For 152 Lima Tango Paine Tower, enter right downwind for runway 24 right. Right downwind.
This is the, sorry. This is
the green arrows.
The green is a 30.
These green arrows are constant rate, so that's what you want to meet up with.
Still negative contact. We can turn a little bit.
That's the 30 degrees?
No, we're doing a standard rate turn.
Okay.
Eastbound, we get the aircraft. 44 Papa.
The heading 300.
44 Papa, we've got Fox Fox in sight.
I fixated.
Papa, follow that aircraft, your number, just follow that.
That was a fixation, see?
Yep.
Aircraft and continue. 44 Papa.
Alright, and I want us to be at airspeed 90 knots.
Number
So from now on, we're going to do, whenever, we're going to practice being at 90 knots, because we're going to do all of our approaches at 90 knots.
Now remember this point, because she's messing up my radios right now. I didn't know that she was doing that. I didn't even realize this, and I didn't even use the radio, so I didn't know.
Altitude.
For me, I had Paine Field Tower in the COM1, not touched, and she removed that. I guess this is a very constructive flight, good lessons received from Ashley here.
Don't fly the airplane with trim.
Okay.
Alright, are we at the altitude we want to be at?
1,500.
Yep, so start a climb back to 3,500.
Southeast French area, Skyhawk 444 Victor Whiskey, 1,500 feet, 3 miles west of Enumclaw, ground reference, southeast.
I'm close to 3,500. I don't do full power because
If you are only 100 feet or less off of your altitude, then you can just use pitch. But if you're more than 100 feet off, you should start a full power climb. So we were 200 feet off, so you should have started a full climb.
okay.
Alright, let's go right 120.
Right 1, 2, 1, right 1, 2.
Yep.
So the green triangles are 30 degrees bank.
No, it's
Standard.
no, it's standard rate it changes depending on the airspeed,
Okay, gotcha.
because a standard rate turn is 3 degrees per second.
Yes.
So it's a function of the airspeed. So this is still the same. So these little white tick marks are each 10 degrees. So it looks like about standard rate turn at 90 knots is going to be about 12 degree bank.
See, now I'm confusing here with a 30 degrees turn bank with a 3 degrees per second, which is the standard rate of turn. It depends on the speed, and the bank angle might vary.
I climbed 4,000.
So the climbs are also 76 when I am.
Yes.
Now watching these videos while I'm processing them, I'm learning a lot, because I see my mistakes, I see what I can do better. I now understand what the tower says, what she says more deeply. I watched these videos several times while I'm, preparing this for YouTube, so it's a win-win situation.
What airspeed are we supposed to be at?
90.
Okay. Alright, now while maintaining your heading, airspeed, and altitude, I want you to do the cruise checklist.
The cruise checklist. Cruise taxi, pitch, horizon. This is this horizon. So this horizon. Pitch. Pitch. No, it's not in pitch. Power set. Power set. And trim adjust. I did make sure lean. Lean and lights as required. I have the lights I need.
Okay.
Over 160.
Alright, let's climb 4,500.
Yes, sir.
So you say climb 4,500?
Climb 4,500.
Yep.
Super.
And turn right 300.
3.
Alright, and now, so probably the most important thing we're going to practice is making a controlled descent.
Hold this
So when we are on an approach, we want to be at 90 knots and we want to be losing 500 feet per minute. So I'm going to ask you to descend, and on that descent, I want you to use your pitch for your vertical speed. So use your pitch to get that 500 feet per minute descent, and then adjust your power for 90 knots.
Okay, descend and adjust my power to 90 knots to what altitude?
So we're going to descend 3,500.
1,500.
Yep.
Maintaining 300.
Yep. And maintaining 90 knots, 500 feet per minute. Once you figure out what pitch and what power setting is going to give you 90 knots, 500 feet per minute, you've got to commit that to your memory. So it looks
100 right now.
Yep, so we got maybe a touch more power for 90, and then adjust your pitch for 500. Okay, so it looks like this amount of pitch gives us 500 feet per minute and 90 knots, so we know about 1800 RPM is the power setting you want when you're doing these descents. Right?
1,800 feet. So I know already.
1800 RPM, yep.
1,800 RPM.
Yep. So as we practice flying under the hood right now is the time for you to build up that database of, okay, this pitch attitude is what gives me that 76 knot climb, or this pitch attitude gives me that 90 knots and 500 feet per minute in a descent.
1,800 RPM.
Yep.
I am below this. 3,500.
Yep. Let's turn right 360. And don't forget to repeat.
360, right 360.
Perfect. Don't forget your rudder.
Airspeed is getting there.
Okay. And whenever you see you're off your airspeed or altitude, do not accept that. When you notice that you're not at the target, make a change immediately. The small pitch changes. So you probably notice that you can't change your pitch without changing your power, or you can't change your power without changing your pitch, because there's a relationship between the two, right? So if you deviate from basically anything but straight and level, like let's say you're off your altitude, so you start to pitch up a little bit, your airspeed's going to start to bleed, which means you have to add more power.
So they go together all the time, except for when I need to change some of the things.
So if you are in unaccelerated flight, meaning that we're not changing anything, then your pitch and power should be stable. But if you change your pitch, that means you're going to change your airspeed. So you have to change the power to maintain that airspeed. Alright, let's go right 150.
150 to the right.
Yep. And climb 4,500.
4,500.
Yep.
I have to start repeating that. I forget sometimes.
Yep.
Sorry.
Gotta get in the habit.
Yep. 4,578 knots right now is not B. I 170. 150. I'm discovering that I have to not to use much the trim unless I want to level at a certain altitude. Otherwise, I'm fighting something that is doesn't make sense.
Yep, in the beginning you're flying the airplane a lot with the trim. Flying the airplane with the trim means we're going to make these changes very slowly, and when ATC asks you to do something, you want it to be pretty quick. And also that's improper technique anyway.
So we talk at the ground here about the deviations. So the 10 degrees or the 100 feet is in the whole time, or can I have
so you mean when you're off your altitude by less than 100 feet, just making the change by pitching?
Okay.
Yeah, so if you are off your desired altitude by 100 feet or less, you can use your pitch to adjust. If it's more than 100 feet, you have to fully start a descent or fully start a climb.
The air density makes a lot of changes in the engine performance. That's why constant times, right?
Yeah.
Amounts of the heading.
Yep. So that's another thing we have to avoid is fixation, especially because as you're trying to fix your altitude, you start to get off of your heading. And you probably kind of remember this from when you did your hood work for private pilot training, where our bodies are not made to fly, right? So, and the only thing that really informs our bodies of the attitude that we're in is our vision. So now, during instrument flying, you have no more vision. All you have is the screen, basically.
Okay.
So you're not getting that feedback in your body saying, oh, I'm in a turn. And so it's really easy to accidentally start a turn or a descent or a climb and get in an unusual attitude if you're fixating on just one component, like your airspeed or your altitude or your heading. Alright, so we're maintaining straight and level at about 90 knots. So you notice how our attitude right now is a little bit below the 5-degree mark for pitch.
Okay.
Yep, so you kind of want to commit that to memory, right?
So below the 5 degrees is, sorry, 5 degrees is the first one. Oh, that's a 10 degree, no. 5 degrees is.
Yeah, so it's just below the 5-degree mark for our pitch.
It's on the horizon right now. No.
We're above the horizon.
Okay, good. So this is the track, and this is the chevron is the actual pitch. Is that correct? Fine.
3 miles north of Lake Sawyer.
So those little bars just kind of help you see that you're in a turn or if you're level.
I mean the two bars, the 2 lines are my angle of attack. Effect on the horizon.
Well, it's not really angle of attack, it's our pitch attitude. So we're basically a little bit less than 4 or less than 5 degrees pitch up above the horizon.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that you should start building that database of pitch attitudes for the different phases of flight. So right now we're maintaining our altitude and 90 knots. So you know that the pitch attitude that's going to hold both of those things is slightly below 5 degrees of pitch.
A different mindset.
Yes.
It's not like VFR.
No, it's
anymore.
not at all. This is basic attitude instrument flying.
1 mile southeast of Lake Young, southeast bound at 2,500, southeast starting down.
Alright, let's descend 4,000.
4,000.
Yep.
Hundred RPM.
Alright, let's turn left 330.
1 mile north of McLean City.
Three,
Practice area. 6 with Alpha is about a couple
Zero.
miles north of Fall City. Where you're doing
Left 330.
engine failures. Northeast practice.
Left
Left
330.
330.
Yep.
Turning left 330. Sorry.
Okay, so I said left 330 3 times. So make sure when I give you a direction, you're double checking that you have the correct information.
330 left. But I have to repeat you. I forgot this time.
Oh no, are we at heading 330?
330. Yeah.
We're at 330 right now?
Sorry. 330.
Yep. Right, 030.
Right, 030. 030. 4,090 knots.
Left 300.
Left 300.
Northeast of Enumclaw at 2,000.
Left 30.
Climb 4,500.
Climb 4,500. Climb 76.
210.
Left 210. Left 210.
Descend 4,000.
Then 4,000.
Left 150.
Left 150.
Don't forget your rudder. Standard rate.
Overshooting.
Pressure. Practice area Cessna 326 Mike Echo, 2 miles north of Enumclaw, 3,600 feet, slow flight southeast.
4,150.
Okay, and while you're still under the hood, I want you to get the ATIS because we're going to go back to Paine soon. While maintaining everything.
On initial contact you have Yankee. Information Yankee, 2353 Zulu, wind 330 at 6, visibility at 10, sky clear, temperature 28, dew point 13, altimeter 29906, visual approaches and use, landing and departing runway 34 left to 34 right, no SEER emissions, and VOR DME out of service. Due to instances of wrong direction departures, advise use caution at runway 34 left intersections, be aware of the right line east. Advise on initial contact you have Yankee.
Southwest practice area,
Yankee.
temperature 5269 Mike.
Ground Alaska 660 is ready, taxi, we have information.
Stall.
Alaska 660, ping ground, runway 34 left, taxi via Juliet Alpha. 34 left, Juliet Alpha. Heading southwest.
Okay, so I'm heading 150, 4,000, 90 knots, 92. Not
Yeah.
accepted.
Yeah. You've improved a lot throughout the flight.
Yes, I love it. I love it. It's very demanding, but I love it.
Yes.
It's a good,
I know.
good challenge for me.
Yep.
Amazing. Okay.
We're going to do this until you don't even have to think about anything that I'm saying anymore. Climb 4,500. Climb 4,500.
Climb 4,500.
Northeast practice area, Skyhawk 635 November Delta, for 1 mile north.
So when you're leveling off from a climb, don't immediately pull the power back. Level out, let the airspeed build up to cruise, and then pull the power to your cruise power setting.
Okay.
Otherwise, every time you're leveling off and pushing the nose forward while simultaneously pulling out the power, now you're kind of destabilizing things, because then we'll level out at like 83 knots or something. It tends to happen that way. And then now you have to make a power adjustment, which means you have to make a pitch adjustment. And you do have to make a pitch adjustment when you adjust the power too, but at least the airspeed is stabilized. Left 030.
030. Right 0.
Left 030.
Left 030.
Descend 4,000.
90 knots.
Nice job. Yep. Left 270.
Left 270.
This is left.
Okay, yeah, the wires are
Yeah.
kind of turn in a different way. Left 270. I wonder why you told me right in my mind and then closer to...
Yep.
Okay, something that I need to be paying attention.
Yep.
7, stall.
Standard.
Descend 3,500.
Then 3,500. Where it was.
Left 210.
210 left.
Alright, take the foggles off. And let's go back to Paine.
Cessna 68 Kilo Lima, Paine clearance is cleared to the Alpha Charlie Victor Airport via the Paine 6
Where am I?
departure.
Okay.
Send as filed. Maintain at 2000. Departure frequency 128.5. Squawk 4731.
We're about 10 miles now.
Cessna 8 Kilo Lima, read that correct. Advise
What about
Skynet
10
how
miles
you are
out?
departing
5 miles?
aircraft.
10 miles? 12
Okay.
miles? Yankee.
Paine Tower Cessna 5512 Echo over Lake Stevens and inbound for a full stop, Yankee. Paine ground, Cessna 68
Is this Paine Tower?
hangars close to aircraft. Ready for taxi for instrument departure with Yankee.
Cessna 68 Kilo Lima, Paine ground, runway 34 left at Alpha 7, taxi Alpha.
34 left at Alpha 7, taxi via Echo Alpha 68 Kilo Lima.
Another frequency here.
Is that Paine Tower?
Paine Tower Cessna 5512 Echo 10 miles to the northeast, inbound for full stop, Yankee.
Number 5512 Echo, Paine Tower, enter right down, runway 34 right.
Right and wind 34 right, 1 to Echo.
Always
98 Delta, extend up.
always make sure you're on the right frequency.
Number 98 Delta, traffic you're looking for is heading to your right 3 miles southbound, altitude gate.
It was 122.75.
Yep.
So I was still paying.
I changed the frequency.
Oh my god, I love it.
Number 98 Delta, traffic
Attention to
heading
detail,
your right
Marcelo.
2 miles
Oh my
southbound,
God.
altitude gate 1000.
But was another frequency from Paine.
No, it's because you're monitoring Paine ground right now, so you're listening to 2 frequencies at once. So turn off COM 2, because it's confusing, right?
Okay.
The instrument scan doesn't just happen here, it's also here.
Yes, just blew my mind now. I have to have 4 eyes.
Exactly.
And I love it. I love it. Okay. Okay.
I never said it was going to be easy.
Yes. I
98 Delta, they should have just passed off your right wing.
knew you were calm, but was a kick in my
Number 98 Delta,
head.
turn
I
cross
know.
traffic.
Let's practice that 90 knot, 500 feet per minute descent.
07 Lima, you're number 2 following traffic on a 1 mile final runway 34 right clear
I
left.
promise you, if you get this descent down, this will make approaches so much easier for you.
Okay.
Ground point 8, good day. Forward single Mike.
Thanks, you too.
I'm flying visual, so the tower, water tower, already.
We're 98 Delta.
Water. I see the water tower now.
Yep.
500 feet. Hiding us.
Number 12 Echo, you're number 3 following traffic midfield downwind runway 34 right, clear to land.
Number 3, looking for that traffic, clear to down, 34 right, 1 to go.
Are leveling off here. Bottom altitude.
Okay.
1,600. On. And lights.
Number 07 Lima, safe parking. Or 07 Lima, turn right at Foxtrot 3, taxi park via Foxtrot, remain this frequency.
What airspeed are we supposed to be going in the pattern?
07 Lima, remain.
Yep.
Okay. Threshold almost. Air beam. 100 and.
Wind check.
Wind 3108. We're 98 Delta, you're number 2 following traffic in the base, runway 34 right, clear touch and go.
98 Delta, requesting full stop this time.
We're 98 Delta, number 2 following traffic in the base, runway 34 right, clear to land.
Number 2, following traffic, clear to land, 34 right, 98 Delta.
I have a headwind almost, so I'm gonna take it easy to turn here. Okay, we're kind of high here.
500.
I'm gonna leave 20.
Cessna 12 Echo, turn left Gulf 3, contact ground point 8, good day.
Gulf 3, ground point 8, 1 to Echo, thank you.
So my opinion about Ashley, if I may tell you in this video, she's a badass pilot. I mean, CFI. I made a freaking right choice here.
Paine ground Cessna 5512 Echo Golf 3, taxi to Rigo.
5512 Echo, Paine ground, taxi via Lima Delta.
Taxi via Lima Delta 1 to Echo.
Don't forget to turn your lights off except for beacon.
Ground, Mother Mike Hotel at Alpha 6, taxi Rainier.
3 Mike Hotel, Paine Ground, taxi Alpha Juliet Delta.
Alpha Juliet Delta, 3 Mike Hotel.
So I believe that I'm going to be a better pilot, even if I continue flying VFR for many times. Awareness of the instruments, of the technicality of flight, this is going to improve me.
And let's do our instrument check again. So without being in a turn, we can see that our attitude indicator is up and erect. Once you turn in, be looking at the magnetic compass, our heading indicator, and the turn coordinator and ball.